Uncle Jack was driving us home. He's 99, and he's driving the car, and it's dark, and it's on this narrow, dark road, and every once in a while, he kind of veers into the oncoming traffic lane, and then veers back, and nobody says anything about this, and I think it's because there weren't any other cars coming. Maybe they thought it was okay to let him keep doing this, but eventually a car is coming. And sure enough, he veers into the oncoming lane, and he kind of stays there this time. And my mom I was sitting right behind Uncle Jack. She picked me up and put me in the middle between them, because perhaps I would die less if I was in the middle. And literally, nobody says a peep. And at the last instant, Aunt Marion says, "A little to the right, Jack." And he just veers out of the way, and the car is like, goes by like that. And later, of course, probably as an adult, I realized, so in other words, my parents would rather die and take me with them rather than risk being impolite. So that just shows the terminal politeness the politeness that I was raised with, and it colored every aspect of my life. When it eventually came time to start dating, it was a huge problem for me. Even if the guy asked, what kind of toppings did I like on pizza? Because, well, I can't say. Yeah, I mean, would he like me more if I don't like any toppings? Or how would I, and so it was quite a situation my whole life. But by becoming an actor, I got an opportunity to practice being a bolder person than I was in real life. You've obviously heard that term, fake it till you make it. I was acting it until I made it. And I've been surprised along the way how various parts I've played have led me to become a bolder person, and also uncover skills that I didn't know I had. For example, as a late blooming athlete. So when I got cast in A League of Their Own, I was supposed to play the best baseball player anyone has ever seen. The only problem being, I didn't know how to play baseball or any sport. See, you know, everybody had their thing in high school, right? That was your problem. Mine was always being the tallest kid in class. My kindergarten graduation picture and my high school graduation picture are exactly the same, like this. I was a tall baby. I just couldn't get away from being tall. The girls' basketball team used to beg me to play, and I said, but I don't know how to play. I was very gangly, and I was sure that I was uncoordinated. And they were like, just stand there. Nobody is as tall as you are. So anyway, I get cast in A League of Their Own, and they have these expert baseball coaches, of course. And very soon, they start saying, you know what? You have some real untapped athletic ability. And I never thought in my life I would hear a compliment like that. And it just took until I was 36 to find out that I actually am coordinated. And this completely changed my life. I mean, it changed my feelings about my body. It felt differently, like it's okay to take up this much space in the world, you know, and I felt much better about myself. And so then I had to learn some other skills for other movies that I was in, other sports and skills like horseback riding and fencing and taekwondo, ice skating, pistol shooting, ice skating while pistol shooting. And all of this led me to decide that I wanted to set a goal to learn a sport the real way, in real life, and not the movie version of it. Because as good as I actually eventually got at playing baseball, you know, I would shoot the close-up of the mighty hit, and then the props guys had a giant slingshot, and they would send the ball hurtling over the fence for me. So if any of you happen to have heard way back that I took up archery and thought, random, this is why. I was watching the Atlanta Olympics on television, and I saw a lot of the archery competition, and I thought, wow, that is so beautiful. It's a very dramatic sport. I wonder if I'd be good at that. So I was 41, I took it up, total immersion, absolutely utter dedication to it. And 2.5 years later, I was a semi-finalist in the Olympic trials. So, what can I say? It just shows I take everything too far. And I now have to be careful what I become interested in, because whatever it is, I will want to go to the Olympics in it. And it turns out I am not the only person or female who was inspired to take up archery from seeing media images. My archery coach called me a few years ago, and he was looking at the graphs for participation in competitive archery, and it was always men at the top, then boys, then women, and way at the bottom, girls. And he said suddenly, the line for girls way at the bottom shot up 105% and became the top line. And this was in 2012. So what happened in 2012? Hunger Games came out and Brave, the animated movie, both in the same summer. Girls left the theater and bought a bow. It was that instantaneous. It just shows how powerful media images are. So as an actor, I've long been known that there are fewer great parts for women. We all can see that. And that of the female parts that are there, a lot of times they're not that interesting. They don't get to do that much, or maybe they're just the girlfriend of the person that's doing all the interesting stuff. But I have been really lucky. I've had some roles that really resonated with women, and these experiences led me to have a profound interest in the way girls and women are depicted on screen. The film that had the most impact on my life, the most impact of anything that happened to me, was